The clear-up is underway along America's east coast as the effects of Hurricane Sandy are still being felt. With dozens dead and millions without electricity, election campaigning has come to a halt. But how much has the hurricane helped or hindered the two candidates' election bids at this crucial time with less than a week to go? As the country counts the cost of the damage caused by Hurricane Sandy, the two presidential candidates are assessing how much it's damaged their campaigns. Neither President Obama nor Mitt Romney returned to the election trail on Tuesday, but both did what they could to keep their campaigns alive. The president spent much of the day hunkered down in the White House, weathering the storm, with a brief trip out to the American Red Cross in the Capitol to show his support for the families affected.
The most important message I have for them is that America's with you. We are standing behind you, and we are going to do everything we can to help you get back on your feet.
With less than a week to go to the election, the hurricane has robbed Mitt Romney of the limelight he badly needs. To drum up a photo op, Romney held a storm relief event in Ohio to collect supplies.
We have heavy hearts, as you know, with all the suffering going on in a major part of our country. A lot of people hurting this morning. They were hurting last night, and the storm goes on.
And there was a surprise boost for President Obama in the form of a ringing endorsement for his handling of the storm from New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, a high-profile Republican effectively supporting his party's opponent, saying the storm was bigger than party politics.
Right. I've got a job to do here in New Jersey that's much bigger than presidential politics, and I could care less about any of that stuff. I have a job to do. I've got 2.4 million people out of power. I've got devastation on the shore. I've got floods in the northern part of my state. If you think right now I give a damn about presidential politics, then you don't know me.
Constitutionally, the election has to go ahead on Tuesday. The day can't be changed. While early voting has started, the worry is the storm may slow up or even stop voters' ability to get to the polls. And the early voting disruption may reflect badly on the president, himself a champion of getting people to the polls early. Senior advisor for the Obama campaign, David Axelrod, says they'll do all they can to keep polling stations open.
Obviously, we want unfettered access to the polls because we believe that the more people come out, the better we're going to do. And so to the extent that it makes it harder.
Analysts in D.C. feel the effects of the hurricane have helped President Obama more than his challenger.
Well, both have essentially stopped campaigning, but both are also on TV. The president in a much more commanding role as dispenser of emergency help to the country. In these kinds of situations, the incumbent always has a bit of an advantage as long as the job they're doing is they're in command of the job they're doing.
Romney will restart his campaign machine in Tampa, Florida on Wednesday. The president will wait another day, having scrapped to stop in Ohio. With Hurricane Sandy putting the brakes on campaigning, both candidates are trying to make the most of their opportunities. But it's a difficult tightrope to walk, neither one wanting to be seen to be scoring political points out of this tragedy. Many analysts, though, agree that the image of a president remaining strong and leading from the front will help Barack Obama as the country comes to choose who they want in office for the next 4 years. This is Nick Harper for JN1 in Washington, D.C.